Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for mid-July 2022. I think that's what we're doing today. And sorry, as usual, the iPad just isn't working, but that's all right. And let's see here what you have going on for you at this time. Sorry, that is the right way. This looks like a very abundant reading. I would say there's still some, work to do here. A lot of the readings, it's kind of weird. I kind of feel like we have a decision to make, as a collective, and whether or not we're going to kind of like make some sort of dream a reality, whether we're just going to go for something or not. And I kind of feel like I don't want to, I always say, I strongly believe in the law of attraction. So I don't like to do readings that like scare people or anything like that. And that's not the purpose either. Also, I don't really feel that like astrology or tarot can control our life all that much, that, scary things will happen. But, I kind of get this feeling of like needing to make a decision to manifest something in your life. And you even have this Saturn card coming up first here. And sorry, I don't know, there's something weird going on with the camera here that I can see. I'm hoping that it's not the camera. I'm hoping it's just happening over here. We'll find out, but I'm not going to stop the reading. So you have the Saturn card here, and it says structure on it. And I do feel that structure, obviously, is going to be very important. We're also dealing with a lot with Saturn at the moment. So I kind of feel that it's in an interesting place. I also feel like Pluto is in an interesting place as well, because it's kind of at the end of Capricorn there. And, what does this have to do with you, Libra? Well, it has to do a lot for everybody, I believe, because, it's kind of like, I don't know, I look at this more, I think the time that we're in right now is like a squeeze, where we're all being pushed to like a point, if that makes sense. And, I feel like when we think about points, we can think about things like bees, for example, like being stung. That's like the best way I could describe the energy. But I don't mean that in a bad way. It's kind of like, I feel like we're about to burst out into something new, but some decisions need to be made. I feel like with the Saturn card here that there could be some sort of breakdown structure. You have the Tower here. Makes perfect sense to me. You have the Ace of Cups, the Tower, and the Magician. The Ace of Cups, of course, is your emotions overflowing. I feel like this is saying choose happiness, or focus on the things that make you happy. The Ace of Cups is a card of kind of like happiness. It can be a card of love as well. I don't really see this as a love reading. As usual, I just read whatever comes up, and I don't try to force my readings to be like love readings or whatever. If they are, they are. But, I feel like this is more about you, and I feel like you need to focus on what you do love. You have this Saturn card again that says structure, and you have the Tower. It's also interesting that I said something about kind of like being stung. This is Scorpio's card as well, the Tower. And, scorpions have the stinger at the end of their tail. I don't know why I'm so focused on that, but it keeps popping into my head. I don't really feel like it's a bad thing. I feel it's more talking about kind of like the focus, kind of when you think about a stinger, it comes to a very fine point at the end. And, there's something there for you. But I do feel that you could be witnessing structures in general in your life. I wouldn't say just like one thing or the other here with the Saturn card. I feel like there could be multiple structures, multiple things in your life that you're seeing kind of break apart. And everybody's going through this right now. I said back in like April, everybody had the Tower, and I feel like this is what we're like going through, is these multiple kind of death and rebirth cycles. So if you're experiencing that, Libra, I feel like you're just experiencing new beginnings. Here you go. You have the Magician. The Magician represents a new beginning or starting something new. It is also a card of reinvention as well, which makes perfect sense with the Tower. The Tower, is like something completely crumbling. You are releasing something completely in your life. He has this snake wrapped around his waist, and the snake there represents the Ouroboros, which represents like reinventing yourself or a total reinvention. And I do believe that you are going through that. Or have already started going through that here. This is your past position. So I feel like this is something that you've already been experiencing in your life. And so there's some sort of new beginning coming in for you. And we're going to dig into that when we clarify. You have this benefactor card. It says grace and generosity. Clearly, I feel that there's a lot of success coming in for you. I kind of feel it's like light into, going from dark to light energy right now. But again, I encourage people to take action on something. It's like, I feel like there's not going to just be some sort of improvement. I feel we have to it's like the improvement exists, but we have to cross over the threshold. It's kind of interesting, I don't know if any of you have watched Stranger Things, and it's like I've been thinking about Stranger Things a lot, because it's interesting to me that in the latest season, I don't want to spoil things, but it's like there's a scene where it's like they're going from the real world into the upside down, they're going into the negative world, whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of like this portal, and it's like this weird portal thing that's going on there. And, that's kind of how I see the world right now. It's kind of like, they have to climb up, they use a sheet from a bed to climb up into the underworld, right? And they also use it to climb back into the real world. And I kind of see that, where it's like we have to like climb up something to be able to receive some blessings. And maybe we have to go through something in the underworld, although I feel like we all already have with this first positions coming up in the past, right? So that's how I really see things. It's like, kind of like we're in this, it's like, art imitating life, right? And that's what's going on with Stranger Things, right? I'm not saying they're doing this on purpose, but it is interesting that, I kind of feel like that's the time that we're in. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the King of Swords here. The Nine of Pentacles is certainly a card of kind of like independence and success coming in for you. A lot of people have had the Nine of Pentacles. It's kind of weird energy because I encourage everybody to focus on teamwork. You have the Three of Pentacles right here. I feel like there's no better time than ever to kind of develop relationships. I've literally been talking about this for years, literally, since Saturn went into Capricorn. When was that, like 2017, something like that? So I've been literally talking about it since then, that we need to like work together with other people. I really believe that Saturn and Capricorn, like one of the tiny little things that it kind of does is, benefit relationships, but I'm not talking about just love here. I'm talking about, networking relationships, just knowing your neighbors and things like that. I feel like people don't realize like how many benefits we're going to get from other people, and they're going to get benefits from us. This is not like a one-sided thing. But I also think that it's super interesting that almost every single person has had the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles really tells me that, a lot of people I feel are becoming independent, are becoming more successful on their own, and are either making more money or are very focused on kind of increasing their finances at this time. So I feel a lot of you could be doing that with the Nine of Pentacles. And sorry, I don't know, again, on the iPad, the camera looks like it's going crazy, so I apologize. But like I said, I'm not stopping this reading. You have the Temperance card here. The Temperance card is a card of like turning one thing into another. So, I feel that this is the power that we have. We have the power to turn our situation around. Again, no one's coming to save us. I've been saying that for, I don't know, since like 2015, probably, since like the beginning of my channel. And no one's coming to save us. I feel like everybody, it's like we're moving away from the beliefs of having some sort of savior. This is like Neptune and Pisces energy, Libra. So I feel that we're kind of learning that we have to save ourselves from everything that's going on in the world. And the Temperance card says you have the power. The Temperance card is about like turning one thing into another. It is a card of alchemy and kind of creating improvements. And you also have the King of Swords, which I feel is like your energy. I feel like you're almost believing in yourself here a little bit more. And you're really focused on believing in yourself more. I feel like you're focused on kind of creating your own happiness and, kind of taking control of your own life. It is a card of knowledge and wisdom as well. So I feel like there's a lot of benefits in like the things that you know. Next, you have this card, Bearing Fruit. Love it. This is coming up in your future position, but I do feel there's like a lot of abundance, a lot of success coming in for you here with the Bearing Fruit card. You have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles, but again, you have the Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords. It's crazy because I switch decks between every single sign, and almost every single sign for these mid-monthlies has had the Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords. It's interesting to me because, it's like, again, like I feel like everybody's going from the upside down or the underworld, whatever you want to call it, into like the real world. But it's like we have to go on some sort of journey, or we kind of have to climb something to get out of it to receive our rewards, which is this Bearing Fruit card. I really feel for you, out of all the signs that I've read for, I'm almost at the end of these mid-monthlies, or these mid-monthly readings. I feel like out of all the signs, you have much more, like a deeper focus on like really, if you have an idea to start something, I would get started now. You don't have much time, Like I said, I don't want to put that energy out there, but I mean, we have, Jupiter going retrograde, Mars going retrograde. Like I would get moving on something that you want to get started on, but something new. It's like I myself, like just to give you a little background, like I'm stressed out a little bit right now because I'm waiting on all my stuff to get to my new place. And it's not going to be here till the 20th. And so I basically look at it as like I have like a week to get moving on some new projects that I'm working on, and like I really want to get going, right? And so that's what I'd be doing here. If you are thinking about starting anything, a new business, a new job, new relationship, I would get moving. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, card of quality work. So it's like saying, I feel like this is more confirmation that you can do whatever you're thinking of. I feel like it's just saying you will do a good job at whatever you're thinking about doing. So I definitely feel a lot of success there for you. You have the Eight of Cups, which is like walking away from things that no longer serve you. So I do feel like you are kind of like walking away from things that no longer serve you. I feel like you're walking away from things that take up a lot of time as well. That's really what's popping into my head, like the time wasting thing. You know, I feel like you're done wasting time. And that would be the focus here on the Eight of Cups for you, Libra. The Two of Swords, again, it's like the upside down, the real world behind her here. So I feel like you need to kind of experience something new. Pretty much everyone has had the Two of Swords, like I said. And, you know, to me, I really feel at this time that the Two of Swords is all about kind of needing to go to the new world. Although, you know, it's really just the real world that we're stepping into. I feel like a lot of us are leaving the Matrix. And, hold on. I dropped those cards, so let's fix that. But let's see here, and you know, let's see what's going on here for your reading. And sorry, like I said, it's kind of weird, this glitch that is happening. I don't know if you can see it or not. I hope not, because it's really annoying. But it's weird that this, you know, has been working perfectly for years, and now it's glitching. Let's see. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Justice card, you showing up. Again, it's like your feelings are very important. I really feel, you know, for the past several weeks, I've been getting the Queen and King of Cups in every single reading. And I've been talking about how I feel like emotions are super important right now, just intuitively. And, you know, I feel like we really need to tap into how we feel about things. Not how everybody else feels about things, but like what creates balance in your life with the Justice card, you showing up as yourself. What makes you happy, not everybody else happy. What would... You know, what feeling does your dream life have? And that's what I would be trying to feel with that Ace of Cups. You know, so it's like before we manifest something, you know, we feel it first, right? With the Tower, you have the Two of Pentacles. Interesting that there's a butterfly on there. It's like, you know, you just go from caterpillar to butterfly, right? So going through this transformation, I was talking about going through this reinvention. Two of Pentacles, though, says you have a choice, right? And again, there's no right or wrong here. People always ask me, like, what if I miss out? What if I, you know, don't go through the transformation? I'm like, well, really, again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, I don't think astrology has that much control over our life as, like, some people do. And trust me, I love this stuff, right? But I take a more balanced approach. And what I'd say here is that it's like, you know, just because the time has passed doesn't mean you still can't make the change, right? It just means maybe you missed out on a little extra energy or something like that. Not that big of a deal. With the Magician, you have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands, internal fears that don't exist. See, here's the thing. Magician and Seven of Swords to me is very tricky energy, meaning, you know, it's energy of like the trickster, being tricked and all this other stuff. But it's like, I feel like this is saying, what are you being tricked by, Libra? It's like, are you tricking yourself out of something that could be good for you? Or, you know, it's like sometimes I think we kind of like want to do something, but we're afraid to do it. And so we start looking for excuses as to why we shouldn't do it, like starting a business or getting into a relationship. And again, I'm not calling you out here. I'm just giving you some examples. And I feel like this is saying, like, what fears, you know, what fears do you need to face at this time? With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, set yourself free. It's like the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like is almost like something that's waiting for you. You almost don't have it. That's what I feel intuitively. Nine of Pentacles, true independence, true abundance, pre-Empress energy. That Eight of Swords says you can be free, you just have to choose it. With the Two of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is like something being dead, done, over with. Again, we're in this time of great change. Again, I'm just waiting for people to, you know, I feel like eventually, people keep asking me what I think is going to happen, you know, with like the inflation, the government, all this other stuff. And then, you know, it's quite simple. I feel like eventually, soon, hopefully, but I don't know, probably not till after 2025. I feel like people are just going to say like, no, we don't follow your bullshit rules any longer because you can't even, you know, tie your own shoes, basically. I'm talking about the government in general, and I don't pick sides. I think they're both terrible. I think we should throw them all in jail, right? But because it messes with everybody's life, plain and simple, and freedom. And what I would say here is I feel like eventually people are just gonna be like, no, you can't even, you know, deal with the money and all this other stuff, which I believe, you know, I've been talking about for years. I believe money is gonna be changing by the time we hit 2025 as well. I'm not saying crypto, by the way. People always ask me that. I just feel like something is going to happen in the financial markets, whatever it is, I don't know. But there's gonna be some sort of change. And again, intuitively, I feel for the better because, again, we're probably gonna be leaving their bullshit system, you know, plain and simple. With the King of Swords, you have the Magician. Definitely major new beginnings. Again, I feel this is just confirmation that you're the one that's going through the transformation. Because again, I feel like this is you in the reading, the King of Swords. So I feel like it's just confirmation. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, I would get curious. It's like the things that you're interested in your life are going to bear fruit, right? They are going to lead to abundance. So I'd get moving. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. I do feel like there is love coming in for you in the future if you want it. Again, I don't really feel like this is a love reading. Page of Cups has a lot to do with your imagination, and we kind of talked about that in this reading. The thing is, I feel that we all kind of have this, again, Stranger Things, right? It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of imagination that children have. It's about children. It's about, imagination and all this other stuff. And I kind of feel like you're very focused. Like you could have a lot of imagining going on, is what I'm trying to say here. And it's kind of like, I feel like you need to realize you can bring some of that stuff that you're imagining down to earth. And with the Two of Swords here, you have the Page of Pentacles. How crazy is that? 3 pages. Definitely a new beginning coming in for you here in this last row. I can't leave it like that. So let's just pull 3 cards for like a final outcome here and see. You have the Sun. Are you kidding me? Best card in the deck. Total happiness. Total abundance if you just get started on something that needs more structure, right? I feel like this is maybe what you're coming out of, this like a breaking down of structure. Darkness. You need to step into the sun, the light. Middle row, 3 of Wands. You also have the Moon in reverse. I don't read reversals, but that is very interesting because that basically means that you're leaving the darkness, stepping into the light, right? And you have the 3 of Wands, which is like, what are you waiting for here, Libra? And bottom row, you have the 5 of Pentacles. Do not call attention to your weaknesses. Again, everybody's been getting the 5 of Pentacles as well. And I really feel that it's kind of like, I don't want to make this sound dramatic, but I do feel it's not really like a battle between good and evil, what's going on in the world right now, though, maybe. But what I would say is I feel like the bad side is trying to make you feel like everything is wrong and everything is bad and, that we can't be wealthy and abundant and like all that other stuff. So I feel really, again, we have to be the ones that are like, no, you're stupid. You can't even balance a budget, basically, government, right? Doesn't matter which side you're on. I think we can all agree that they can't, right? Everything they touch turns to coal, basically. And so I feel like now it's time for us to be like, okay, you can't handle this, but I'm not going to live in your world of weakness, making me feel bad every single day. I'm going to create my own reality. That's what needs to happen here. And again, Libra, I feel like this comes up for you. It's funny that it comes up for you and Pisces the most, which is very interesting to me. I feel like you 2 signs, you and Pisces, it's kind of like your job to, maybe if you're looking like, what's my spiritual path? People always ask me that. And I feel like for you, maybe it's to be an example that you can pull yourself out of this and you don't have to live in their, matrix or something like that. Very interesting. I like it. So thank you for being here, Libra. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.